Hey everybody, it's AJ on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Wow, there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news. We did a great live last night, and between then and now, there's even more news. You've got Coinbase fighting back against Bit Global publicly. What they're saying is we didn't just delist you because we were unsure. We're unsure because we think Justin Sun has too much involvement in Wrapped BTC. Shots fired. Shots fired. They're not playing. They're not playing. Because even I looked at it and I was kind of like, really? Really, guys? And I had forgotten that Justin Sun, well, he is involved with WBTC. And I was just like, yeah, you know my rule about Justin Sun, not touching anything that he touches, period. Even if he asked me to share that banana that he ate, what was it, 6 point something million? You're doing dumb stuff like that? Come on, man. Buying it was dumb. Then you ate it. And I guess you had to eat it because it was going to rot away at some point, right? But still, come on. It's kind of ridiculous. And then you have Bitwise. So I want you to take a look at how many times you hear about a U.S. company or a company that's mostly doing business in the United States starting to branch out into other countries. I want you to understand why they're doing it. Bitwise launches a Solana staking ETP in Europe called BSOL, B as in boy, SOL. Why did they do it? Because they weren't able to do it here. Now, would they have eventually done it over there? Maybe. But they couldn't do it here, and it was easier there. So there's your staking, with Solana over in Europe. It's a saying. So it's kind of a big deal when you look at, opportunities that would normally be in the United States that kind of aren't now. And that's annoying because there's a lot of innovation going on. That's one of the reasons why you see so many different companies coming out of just what people would think are weird places. Bahamas, Seychelles, just all over the world. This is why it's tough to do business in the United States sometimes. Maybe the new regime changes that and companies feel more comfortable being in the United States, doing business in the United States. But for right now, we still have a lot of companies offshore. Even with everything that happened with FTX was offshore. Just saying. Something to contemplate. Then you have Galaxy Digital CEO saying that he believes that Bitcoin will overtake gold by market cap within the next 5 to 8 years. Bitcoin ETFs have already overtaken gold ETFs in terms of assets under management. Yeah, how's that for? Haha. That's like serious. So I'm sitting back and I'm just looking at him kind of going, yeah, what he's saying is not all that nuts. Let's put it in perspective. Gold ETFs have been around for a really long time. Really, really, really long time. Go look that up. Bitcoin ETFs has only been here for less than a year. So in less than a year, the conglomeration, the aggregate of, Bitcoin ETFs have overtaken gold ETFs in assets under management. That's not a small feat. Most people that are buying precious metals are buying it straight up. That's probably why. Oh, excuse me, a little tired. You can see how dark it is outside. And that's supposed to be the morning. Wow. Still, when you contemplate where Bitcoin is now versus where it was a year ago, you look at that and you go, holy moly. Bitcoin is sitting at above $100,000 right now. And I don't know if you guys recall, but I had said, hey, if you don't get into Bitcoin now, it's going to be harder later. When I started saying that, it was in the 30s. Then it was in the 50s, 60s. And I kept saying it. 70s, 80s, 90s. Now we're in the hundreds. There are certain numbers that we're just not going to see anymore. Like, I seriously doubt that we will ever see anything under $75,000 for Bitcoin ever again. Ever again. Just saying, it's something for people to start thinking about. The world is changing, and crypto is a part of that change. So when I listen to Mike Novogratz and him predicting that Bitcoin could overtake gold in terms of market cap within 5 to 8 years, Bitcoin's got to reach what, $700,000 to get there. Roundabout, gold goes up, Bitcoin goes up. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. If Bitcoin hits the $1 million that people think it's going to hit, yeah, that's a reality. That becomes a reality real fast. So you can when you start thinking about, well, people are saying by 2030, Bitcoin will be $1 million. Do tell. So before then, 5 to 8 years, you would see, yeah, Bitcoin could actually do it. Bitcoin could actually do it. Even with gold going up, Bitcoin could just pass it. Sort of like, the way XRP blew by Solana. That was kind of funny. Then you have Coinbase reporting that there's an 18% drop in law enforcement requests around the world. But they also said it is to be noted that Singapore's requests are up 221%. Say what now? 221%. That's huge. Now, last night I said that Coinbase was the 5th largest ETF in the world. Exchange in the world. And everybody was like, no, this one is, no, that one is. By revenue. I forgot to mention by revenue. By revenue, it's number 5. And I was just like, wow. Any exchange, stock exchange, any exchange, by revenue, that's what it is. So, in other words, by the money that it makes, not the money that it's working with. There's the difference. And I'm just like, wow. But still, Coinbase could stand to, step up on some of those services. Something else that happened. There is an Ohio representative, what's his name? Derek Merrin, who's put forth Bill, I think 703, saying that he would like the state treasury to invest in Bitcoin. Now, I want you to take this seriously. Don't take it as a grain of salt, but take it as, hey, I should probably go research this. There are a number of states out there that will not recognize a CBDC. Okay? There are a number of states out there that do want to invest in Bitcoin. Interesting. On top of, here's, the United States itself wanting to invest in Bitcoin. So you have the country and municipalities that are interested in investing in Bitcoin. That is more than just a little bit interesting. More than just a little bit interesting. You start to realize that could have a real impact. I heard somebody say that the impact of the United States, buying, taking on a Bitcoin reserve would have the United States, if that $200 billion number was there, that's 5% of Bitcoin. That's 5%. That's nuts. And so when I look at everything that's going on, I look at something like that, I kind of go, yeah, I think it's going to get hotter before it gets cooler. So right now, everybody's like, oh, it was at 108. Now it's only at 104.9. Yeah, profit taking. Enjoy the dip. Enjoy this opportunity to go buy some Bitcoin at a lower price. You're right now you're hearing about news now that's not actually going to hit until later. Next year, 2025, is going to be incredibly interesting. Incredibly interesting. I have a funny feeling I'll be going back and replaying videos where I've said blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, I just pull up my notes. But I think I'm gonna start replaying videos where I said, "Hey, did you see this? Did you pay attention to this?" And da da da. And then the future being able to point back. I mean, I could do that now, but oof. I'm just thinking about what happens if New York State jumps up, California jumps up and says, "Yeah, we're going to do a crypto reserve too." Imagine. So yeah, those things like that I find to be interesting. The meme market kind of dying down. The meme market has been dying down. It dropped like $30 billion. It's down to about $14 billion. The entire market. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. So as that trading volume goes down, does Solana go down? Now we're probably gonna start to see, well, that is actually probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen. I'm thinking that, when you have, a diminishing meme volume, all exchanges that deal in memes, that's where that volume happens. That's where the decline happens. So we'll see. We will absolutely see. But I think the exposure to memes is too much for whatchamacallit, for Solana. So we'll see. Then what else do we have? We have Ledger. Please pay attention. If you're using Ledger, there is a phishing scam out there that's trying to get you. I mean, common sense kind of says there's always a phishing scam trying to get us. Know what I mean? So pay attention to all that kind of stuff. Metaplanet issued $30 million in notes so they can, in bonds, so that they could actually increase their Bitcoin purchasing. I bring that up because, people are starting to identify there's a balance sheet risk for MicroStrategy, who's approaching $100 billion. I'm expecting that their stock is going to, blast off next week when they get added to the NASDAQ 100. But yeah, I'm looking at other companies that are doing the same thing as MicroStrategy to bolster their reserves as well as to bump up their stock. Metaplanet happens to be doing that. And I'm looking at it and I'm kind of going, yeah, they're saying they're adopting a Bitcoin first, Bitcoin only strategy amid yen depreciation. When you start to think about how the yen is doing, go look that up. When you start to think about how the yen is doing, Metaplanet is brilliant. Oh, yen sucks. Bitcoin, awesome. Let's go do Bitcoin. Let's go do that. Because, man, we're getting killed over here with yen. The yen is not doing so well. Look around the world. I've been saying it for a while. Look around the world and look at the fiat. Look at the various fiats that are out there. A lot of them are hurting. I was saying it last night. When you look at the BRICS nations, a lot of those fiats are hurting. A lot of those economies are hurting. China's got massive stimuli going on. Massive. Just saying, pay attention to these things. It could help you in the future. The Philippine Central Bank concludes their wholesale CBDC pilot program called Project Aguila. We'll see. It's aimed at improving liquidity and reducing settlement risks and enhancing financial stability. No, it's aimed at controlling where your money is and who has the money. That's what it's aimed at. That's really what it's aimed at. Because everything that they just noted, I can use existing mechanisms already. So, yeah, these governments, boy, I think governments that are pushing hard for CBDCs are going to pay a steep price. I think they're going to pay a steep price. Because the more that you squeeze, the more that gets squeezed out. Just telling you, I really do think that a lot of these countries that are looking at, creating CBDCs in the very near future, it's going to be tough. The timing in the United States for a CBDC, I think that's a wrap. If the incoming regime does what they want to do, that's a wrap for a CBDC in the United States. Here's why. It would go on hiatus for at least 4 years, right? That hiatus for 4 years would be more than debilitating for the project. And the reason why is because at that point, crypto is now in control. It's already in place. And then you'd have the tougher task of telling everybody, instead of getting paid the way you normally get paid, you're going to get paid in this digital asset that you can't move out of the system. Huh? So, I mean, think about this. Do you really think the government wants you to, the government that's in there now, do you really think they want you to take your money and use it the way you want to use it? They want to have control. So do you think that they will allow you to take your money and on-ramp and off-ramp to crypto? Yeah, no. That would be the one. That would be the one. And that's definitely the one that makes me go, yeah, no, I don't want to touch a CBDC. I don't want to hear about a CBDC. That's why you have so many states with bills on the floor talking about, yeah, no, we're not going to accept CBDCs as legal tender. They're like, nah. Because they all see the control. They all see the control that happens. And you want to know why politicians don't want you to? Yeah, because you'd be able to see all the money flowing into and out of their pockets. Oh. Yeah, that might be a problem. That might be a problem because you can trace it back from point to point to point. Yeah, that would be a problem. So yeah, I don't think a CBDC is going to happen. Not in the United States. And if it's not going to happen in the United States and the United States starts using crypto, I don't know. I just don't see this a successful CBDC launch in the US due to the new regime that's coming in. That's one of the good things. I have to admit, that's one of the good things. What else do we have? Pengu token. Pudgy penguins. Successful NFT project decided, we're going to do a token. That was a bad idea. Came out yesterday, did well. It's almost 50% off its all-time high. A day before. So you really call that an all-time high? Yes, you do. And they're already 50% off. 48 and change last time I looked. And we'll see it again when we look at the numbers. Then you have Deutsche Bank starting a new project Dama. New project Dama 2, sorry. And it's a blockchain solution, a layer 2 solution built using ZK Sync. I just want to understand what they want to do with it. That they figured, we have to do this. Why? Why do you need to create a new layer 2? So I'm waiting to understand why they did it, what they're going to use it for, what they think the expectations are. I just want to see what the story is. Maybe they just think that it's going to be a moneymaker for them. We'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens. Then you have major corporations like Microsoft. And I was thinking about this for a while. Microsoft, and then I read an article about it this morning and said Microsoft and Amazon and other large organizations are saying no to Bitcoin. And it's like, why would you do that? No, regulatory changes haven't happened yet. Nobody wants to touch it until regulatory changes happen. Those big boys are kind of like, yeah, no, we'll wait. Now, for me, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, well, but that doesn't, preclude you from, accepting crypto as payment. Right? So I'm waiting to see. Oh, excuse me. Not nearly enough sleep. I was up at 4 a.m. I was actually up at 3:30 a.m. yesterday. 3:38. Didn't get to bed until like 11, 12. And I was up this morning at like 3:30 again, just because I couldn't sleep. So yeah, I'm a little bit busted this morning. But yeah, that's the reason why you see that corporations are kind of like, yeah, we'll wait. But I'm hoping that at some point they'll go, you know what, but just because we won't, adopt it as treasury or reserves, we still can accept crypto as payment in our stores. Wouldn't that be great? I'm telling you, you just need one. All these credit card companies running around talking about, you could use your credit card to buy crypto and you could use the credit card wherever credit cards are accepted. That doesn't mean that store is accepting crypto. That's not what that means. That store is getting paid in fiat. Don't think that, oh, this credit card is accepted over here, so that they're doing crypto. They're not. A company like MasterCard or Visa is saying, we will exchange that money. We'll take your digital asset and then give money, exchange that to give money to, the vendor. That's what they're doing. And I see some of these articles, oh, such and such store is accepting crypto. No, they're not. They happen to accept Visa or MasterCard or whatever credit card, and that credit card company is processing the crypto, acting as an exchange. Just saying, there are a lot of things for us to pay attention to. Like right now, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Get my notes out of the way. Let's start with the GMB Crypto Tracker Top 25 Losers. Right now, there's Vanna still in the news. Look at this. It has a GMBX factor of 1.0x, and it's down 12%. Let's see who else is down. Helium is down for the second day, 10.81%. It's got a GMBX factor of 5.85. Nero is down 10.43%, GMBX factor of 1.16. Pith is down, 9.38%, GMBX factor of 1.79. I mean, this whole list is what we could pay attention to. I'm not going to read all the numbers to you. So you got Dog with Hat down 8.52%. You've got Near Protocol down 8%, GMBX factor of 2.25. Yes, I like that. I think they'll do it. I think they'll be fine. Same thing with Dog with Hat. It's a meme, but I think it'll be fine. Same with Pith. I think it'll be fine. 1.79. I think it'll be fine. Who else is on this list that I'm paying attention to? Phantom is down 7.52%, GMBX factor of 1.66. Bonk is down 7.45%, GMBX factor of 0.71. Yes, I think Bonk will be fine. Quant is down 7.39%, GMBX factor of 2.44. That's a wow right there. Now let's skip over to winners. And you see Pudgy Penguins is up as a winner, and it's because it's true. It had gone up 212%. But if you look right here, you'll see it launched yesterday. So it's down 46%. That's a major dive in 24 hours. That is a huge dive in 24 hours. Fartcoin is up another 15%. GMBX factor of 0.06. Why is that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just a popular meme. It's funny as heck. Fartcoin, I wish I'd have come up with that. I'd be loaded right now. What? Virtual is up 6.64% with GMBX factor of 0.14. Keeps achieving new highs. Keeps notching new highs. Can't be mad at that. Who else is here? Hedera is up 5.59% and with a GMBX factor of 0.85. Now pay attention to this. There's nothing else for us to pay attention to. Everything else drops off. Drops off big. So yeah, there's nothing else that I'd actually be paying attention to. That's a cute name, Cubic. The only reason why Cubics are used in the whole quantum computing space. So somebody took Cubics, somebody took Cubetics, something like that. Not paying attention to either one of them. Pendle is something I was interested in. Same thing with Mantra. So those might be good price points to get in on. Let's see who else is on here. Aave, that could be a good price point to get in on. It's kind of moving flat. Litecoin. I heard somebody, badmouth Litecoin again, and I was just like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Litecoin's been around for a long time. It's one of the OGs. It's going to do well. I really do think that Litecoin is going to wind up doing well. 2.43 as a GMBX factor. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Don't forget, weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our lives. And don't forget to smash the likes. We need the community to continue growing, and we definitely want to invite more people in. And don't forget to set your notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos, because every now and then I'll drop a video just out of the blue just because I feel like it. Everybody, have a good one, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.